Then one of the reasons to believe is Nvidia, because it's barely higher for the year. It was coming into this week. It was in the whole group. Jay Woods calls now the lag 7, which is, I guess, maybe a new moniker we'll end up carrying throughout this year. We'll see.
Put that in Investopedia.
Yes, indeed. So let me ask you how they feel about Nvidia now.
Well, it's their top holding, so they want to believe that it's going to continue to produce the types of returns that it's produced over the last few years. And I don't think that's going to happen. And if you look at just the growth and the growth multiples going forward, it would be hard to have that type of return. That said, they stick with the home cooking, the stocks that brought them here. Nvidia looks just like the stock market, pretty much flat, bouncing around a lot over the last couple of months, but essentially flat, and the growth has come from other parts. The big rotation has happened. Individual investors don't necessarily do that rotation, don't make a lot of changes to their portfolios. Some have and gotten some more international exposure, and certainly gold has been a hot ticket among individual and retail investors over the past couple of years. So they've been doing a little bit of that, but basically sticking with their top holdings, even though their top holdings are underperforming the market.
Okay.
It should come as no surprise that artificial intelligence, AI equities, have performed well on the stock market in recent years, since the rapidly expanding use of this technology has sped up the expansion of numerous businesses. The adoption of AI isn't likely to slow off anytime soon, which is fantastic news. By the conclusion of the projection period, the worldwide AI industry is expected to generate about $3.5 trillion in sales, with an estimated 31% annual growth rate through 2033. As a result, the best AI stocks are still worthwhile investing in, which is why we will examine Nvidia's prospects in more detail. Due to strong demand for its chips, which power AI workloads in data centers, Nvidia became the largest corporation in the world and was one of the main winners of the AI revolution in recent years. The good news is that analysts believe there is still potential for the stock to rise. 74 analysts that follow the stock have set a median 12-month price objective of $250, which indicates a possible 37% increase from present levels. Notably, 91% of the experts that follow Nvidia believe it is a good investment. It should come as no surprise that Nvidia is still the market leader for AI chips after all these years. With a commanding 81% of the market for AI chips, it is well positioned to benefit from this year's massive expenditures in AI data centers. In 2026, the top 4 hyperscalers in the United States are expected to invest an astounding $700 billion in new data center construction. According to McKinsey, chips and other computing hardware account for 60% of spending on AI data centers. This means that Nvidia has a significant opportunity to expand its data center business this year. This likely explains why analysts anticipate Nvidia will continue to grow at a fantastic rate for the upcoming year. According to estimates, the company's earnings increased by 57% to $4.69 per share in the recently ended fiscal year 2026. According to the above figure, the growth rate is expected to increase in fiscal 2027. With its enormous order book and the release of the Vera Rubin AI processors later this year, Nvidia should be able to secure a sizable portion of the enormous expenditure on AI data centers, opening the door for possibly faster growth. It is clear that investors are getting a fantastic deal on this chip designer when you consider that Nvidia's stock is currently trading at 24 times forward earnings, which is a little discount to the forward earnings multiple of 25 for the tech-focused NASDAQ 100 index. Since Nvidia is expected to grow its earnings faster than the overall market this year, it appears to be worth purchasing now. This should be sufficient for the company to reach or surpass Wall Street's price goal. Nvidia Corporation's leading position and forward revenue visibility are reinforced by recent large-scale agreements, particularly with Meta platforms, and increases in capital expenditure. Given that other hyperscalers are also expected to go bankrupt as a result of the growing demand for data centers, the agreement with Meta exhibits substantial upside potential. Since earnings have outpaced price development, Nvidia's valuation multiples have shrunk, making its risk-reward profile more alluring than AMD's at the moment. I see the current plateau as a buying opportunity and anticipate double-digit overall gains. As Nvidia continues to solidify its position as the industry leader, sentiment is behind. Demand from hyperscalers will remain the main driver of Nvidia's revenue growth, particularly in light of more enticing capital expenditure tax laws. The biggest tech holding in my portfolio is Nvidia, which has been one of the most talked about companies in recent years. I initially purchased shares of Nvidia in late 2022, as some of you are already aware, but I have subsequently acquired more shares on several occasions. Despite President Trump's tariffs and the ensuing concern, I chose to place even more faith in Nvidia in April 2025, which turned out to be one of my most successful additions. The stock price has risen by more than 90% since then. I clarified that it wasn't a bubble when I last discussed Nvidia. As February 2026 approaches, I have even more grounds to think so. Take a look at the current state of all SaaS companies, of which Salesforce is among the finest. Over the past year, CRM's stock price has dropped by around 43%, with a drop of more than 17% in the previous month alone. The market now seems to be afraid that AI will displace SaaS providers and fundamentally alter the IT solutions business environment. Join our investor community. Hit subscribe and like to get your daily Nvidia stock insights and tutorials delivered. I'll give you a few additional reasons why I think Nvidia is still a fantastic place to invest. Indeed, I am aware that the stock price has remained quite stable over the past 6 months, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Here's why. I see increasing profit potential and no significant changes in valuation. Nvidia's valuation multiples, in my opinion, appear more appealing now than they did previously. This is where I believe the market is lacking something. Over the past 6 months, I've seen a lot of good news. I've already talked about a few of them, but now I can give you additional evidence to support my bull case. I choose to provide this follow-up coverage for that reason. The recent plateau in Nvidia's value, in my opinion, is a chance for investors to strengthen their holdings and take advantage of the opportunities that lie ahead of the company before Mr. Market recognizes it. Nvidia has inked a significant contract with Meta. In the compute NAMP, networking area, Nvidia's business is highly concentrated, with 4 clients accounting for almost 61% of total sales. Although I'm not familiar with their names, I think Meta Platforms is one of their clients. Meta will probably rank among Nvidia's biggest clients in the upcoming years if it wasn't one of them last quarter. Why is that? Nvidia's announcement that both companies have inked a long-term relationship that spans several generations of Nvidia's architecture has pleased me. That should, in my opinion, allay investor worries about Nvidia's competition from hyperscalers creating their own processors. In my opinion, they cannot simply quit Nvidia or disregard the fact that Nvidia's products continue to offer the highest level of computing efficiency available on the market. In support of the company's long-term AI infrastructure vision, Meta will construct hyperscale data centers that are optimized for both training and inference, according to the note from Nvidia's press release. The integration of Nvidia Spectrum XTM Ethernet switches for Meta's Facebook Open Switching System platform and the widespread deployment of Nvidia CPUs and millions of Nvidia Blackwell and Rubin GPUs will be made possible by this agreement. I'm not sure how much the transaction is worth, but I still think this is a win for Nvidia because of how many chips should be supplied to Meta over the years. Although Nvidia has never revealed its sales to Meta, it is generally accepted that the company's 4 clients accounted for 61% of its revenue in the most recent fiscal quarter, according to Reuters. According to Moorhead, Nvidia probably brought attention to the agreement to demonstrate that it has kept a sizable contract with Meta and is becoming more popular with its central processor chips. All of the major hyperscalers produced staggering figures for capital expenditure in 2025, as you are well aware. When they revealed a significantly larger capital expenditure guidance for 2026, I was thrilled. As you can see from the intriguing graphic I've included below, capital expenditure growth has been exceptional up until 2025 and will only get better in 2026. I predict that Amazon.com will increase its capital expenditure by more than 50%, Meta will almost double it, and Alphabet will almost double it. I've already talked about Meta, but tell me, do you think these companies account for a sizable portion of Nvidia's earnings? I'm placing bets on a few of the players listed in the above chart. For example, Microsoft makes significant investments in the most cutting-edge technology available today, Blackwell Ultra. New semi-analysis data shows Nvidia. Blackwell Ultra delivers up to 50x better performance and 35x lower costs for agentic AI, as Nvidia stated in the most recent release issued on February 16, 2026. Nvidia GB300 NVL72 systems are being widely deployed by cloud providers like Microsoft, CoreWeave, and Oracle Cloud Infrastructure for low latency and long context use cases like coding assistance and agentic coding. The technological advantage that hyperscalers require is provided by Nvidia. Below, I've included two important charts that demonstrate Nvidia's progress since the H200 became widely used. The GB300, which I believe offers far more effective and economical performance, now outperforms Hopper's top offering. For this reason, Meta chose to establish a contract with Nvidia rather than its rivals. For this reason, MSFT uses GB300. In my opinion, Nvidia currently has an unmatched technological advantage. Additionally, it should be noted that the Q-Day environment facilitates the worldwide adoption of Nvidia's products. It's important to remember that Meta's contract goes beyond GB300. I'm pleased to see that Vera Rubin architecture will be incorporated as well. Let me briefly remind you of the extent of the enhancements Vera Rubin will provide to Nvidia's clientele. Looking ahead, there will likely be further significant performance improvements from the Nvidia Rubin platform, which combines 6 new CPUs to create a single AI supercomputer. Compared to Blackwell, it offers up to 10 times the throughput per megawatt for MoE inference, which translates to a tenth of the price per million tokens. Dynamic growth in capital expenditures doesn't worry me. Yes, a lot of investors are worried about such a rapid increase in capital expenditures, but let me explain. First of all, I believe that investors attempt to exaggerate the relationship between the rise in capital expenditures and the expansion of a particular cloud platform. I talked about this in my most recent Microsoft piece. This is the URL. In summary, I came to the conclusion that MSFT allocates its capital expenditures to a number of expansion projects in addition to Azure. Because of this, I believe it is a mistake for investors to compare the growth of capital expenditure to that of Azure, and this is probably also the same for Google and Amazon. Second, I want to remind you that, for example, a year ago, we were operating in a different legal context. I'm referring to a big, gorgeous bill. Among the numerous things it altered were the tax laws pertaining to investments. In my opinion, companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, or Google that invest in data centers can now deduct the entire cost in a single year, rather than deferring it for a number of years, for tax purposes. I am aware that it increases cash flow and offers more alluring tax laws, which encourage greater investment and raise capital expenditure. I've included more information below. A modification to the timing of tax credits for businesses investing in facilities, production lines, and equipment is one of the key elements of the plan that would help manufacturing. Instead of distributing the deduction over a number of years, the law now allows businesses to deduct 100% of their investment in eligible production property in the year it is paid for. According to Rocca, the short-term tax savings are substantial, considering that the expenses of new data centers can approach the tens of billions of dollars. For the hyperscalers, this step alone frees up billions of dollars in cash flow, and it's highly likely that the money will be used to fund additional computing infrastructure. In this case, what is the conclusion? The demand for AI infrastructure is the primary driver of the technological market, and I believe that capital expenditure predictions are justified. We now predict over 60% increase to more than $700 billion in 2026, driven by the need for AI infrastructure, as noted by S&P Global, which states that top U.S. hyperscalers guided for capital expenditure far beyond our forecasts. I want to share my earnings preview with you since Nvidia is about to release their Q4 2026 numbers. But before, let me clarify something. Aside from the increasing use of GB300, Nvidia's numbers will not show the impact of the opportunities I mentioned above. I don't anticipate many shocks in the earnings announcement because Vera Rubin and the effects of the agreement with Meta are still ahead of us. For fiscal Q4 2026, I anticipate revenue of over $66 billion, which would represent an increase of more than 67% year over year. In that case, Nvidia's top-line performance would be in line with the upper end of its most recent guidance, which was $65 billion plus 2%. Its gross margin for Q3 2026 was 73.6%, as opposed to 75% in Q3 2025, but I anticipate that it will get back to 75% in Q4 2026. If you want a different perspective, I can see that Wall Street analysts anticipate revenue of about $65.7 billion and a 71.5% increase in EPS to $1.53. Top-line estimates are comparable to mine, and I can say that my outlook is essentially in agreement with the consensus because I anticipate a rise in profitability on the GM basis. I want to remind you that I have a long-term perspective on Nvidia. I think Nvidia has a bright future, so I won't be deterred if it doesn't live up to my expectations. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.